Okay, now that you've finished the block-in stage of the drawing, we're going to move to the refinement stage. So as we move into the refinement stage, we're just going to go in and restate some important values. I'm using the vine charcoal here. So I'm just restating this shadow area under the brow. We're going to check alignments, put in the shadow area. Right now I'm using vine charcoal to keep everything soft. You can use your charcoal pencil if you like. And we're just going in, double checking all our shadows, looking at the shadow area on the model and just picking out those features that I'd like to emphasize. Those features that will help to define the important features on the model. So we have her hair coming down along the side of her face. It's a really nice shadow shape that defines the hair coming down across her left shadow. So her hairline comes up, down. This is the back of her head, comes into the skull. Once again, that shadow, that shoulder coming off. I'm just going in and restating shadows. If this hairline gets too tall, I can go in with my kneaded eraser and pick up any extra that might cause the head to look a little bit too wide or too tall. Keeping in mind, even though the hair is nice and thick, cascading across her shoulder, I do want to maintain that there is a skull shape here. I noticed that part of her hair is catching the light, so you can even bring some of that in just to indicate the movement of the hair. So we move into this shadow area. Okay, so this part of her chest is in shadow. I have a little bit of shadow. Okay, as we go down into the jeans, her sweater comes up like this. This will help to define, once again, the form of her arm. So I'm just going in. So in the initial block-in, we threw in some large areas of shadow. Now I'm just going in to help define the form by picking out cast shadow areas and form shadow. There's a nice form shadow cutting across her right breast. You can put that cast shadow and form shadow in to help to define her chest cavity and the shadow underneath that. That then comes to hit at that top knee. There's a nice shadow shape right here. Comes up. Once again, double checking measurements. Where are things falling? aligning this edge of the knee. This is the point. Once you start refinements, I notice her hairline hits right on the outside of the knee. So this is when you can go in and make any necessary refinements to placement of things. She has a nice soft cheek, so you want to make sure you keep all that soft. Measuring the cheek area, that soft cheek area, how it comes in nicely just above the knee. It's where it's important to keep your measurements. And if you have extra value in there, you could just go in and wipe it out with your kneaded eraser. Once again, this is the refinement stage. You're going in and focusing on refining those details. Would like to soften the edge of the face, so I'm going to eliminate some value in there. I don't want to draw too much value. I want that face to have a softness to it. So I have a shadow coming down. Have dark area for her brow, an eye, nose comes over and down. It's a very nice turn of the cheek here. These are the areas that, as an artist, you want to pinpoint and then decide how to refine to help that drawing maintain a nice character to it. So she has a nice shadow here of hair that comes down and then moves into this shadow area. Always remember you're keeping these facial features soft so as to not stand out too much. You could always soften everything with your tortillon. The tortillon is a nice way to push the shadow area into the light area and create a soft shape. Has a nice bridge to her nose, so we don't want to lose that. There's a shadow under the nose to help to define the structure of the face, down to the lip area. Keep in mind that all this is just a series of very delicate, planned lines where you're going to put that value in. So it's going to be a push and a pull back and forth. Softly pushing and pulling back and forth. These are very subtle, small movements, small indications. And if that dark shadow area got too dark, you just go in with your eraser and pull out some of the light is hitting her hair, so you can pull out some of that value to allow the hair to feel as though it comes forward. And go back in with some hair strokes.